And can you imagine if Striker wins? Nice neckbreaker there by Cabana. We're going to have a preview of the Field of Honor Finals, which we're going to see next month.
And if Cabana wins, we're going to have a rematch of that Tradition Continues match. And you know Whitmer wants the victory against the Second City Saint member to even the score after what happened in Baltimore.
And what's he doing? He's plucking the brow there. That's embarrassing and humiliating. That's just going to piss Striker off.
Look at that look on Striker's face. He is pissed off. That's going to do nothing but give him an adrenaline rush. And Striker's now getting to his feet. He's not going to take it.
I think Cole Cabana might be goofing off one too many times here in this match as he goes for a lariat and a butt. Iceman Parsons style there on the butt for a 2 count.
You just beat me to the punch on that reference. Big shot by Cabana. Striker's in trouble now. Could you imagine what a feather in the cap it would be for Matt Striker if he defeats both members of the Second City Saints? And look at this, he's going for that reverse Huracarana. No! Nice block by Cabana, but a victory roll, 2 count only. Ref Hansen right on top of it.
And a big elbow, followed by another one, goes for another count, but still only a 2 count. Colt Cabana, he's got to follow up here. This is Striker's second match of the evening.
Striker did take some punishment in that CM Punk match. Colt Cabana trying to capitalize right now.
And Cabana going up top. What's he going for? Holding onto the hair of Matt Striker. Lowers the punch. Cabana, he might be taking a little too much time though, Chris. And another punch. Matt Striker definitely weary.
What's he going for here?
I don't know, but Striker firing back with a chop. Both these guys battling back and forth, but they're perched on the second rope.
And there's a block by Cabana.
The big punch again. Striker rolls through. Cabana with a vipress. You see the knee hit Striker right in the head, but only a 2 count.
I thought Striker might have gotten knocked out by that knee.
Cabana coming close to sneaking in a quick pin there, but only a 2 count.
Whip into the ropes. Cabana falls off with a knee to the gut.
He just lowered that knee into the abdomen. And now,
what's he doing? Stretching?
Calisthenics are done in a locker room, not during your match. Wasting time. This could bodes well. Striker catches him on the top rope.
Beautiful suplex. Striker scaling his way up the ropes. Cabana's in a world of trouble right now. Striker needs to get that second win. He needs that adrenaline rush.
And Striker just climbed those ropes like a cat and just tossed Cabana for a ride as both men are down. Let's see who's got more gas in the tank here, Chris.
Both men to their feet. Cabana runs in. No. Striker moves out of the way. Fires back with a right hand. A chop. Another chop. Cabana's reeling. Cabana whipped into the ropes. Oh, Luthes press.
Wow, you just beat me on another 80s reference there. As he goes for a moonsault in the ring, this could be it. Oh, the Cabrera almost brought victory for Matt Striker there, but not enough.
Striker not able to hook the leg. If he did, we might have had a pinfall there. Didn't quite catch the leg the whole way. With a chop there at Cabana, whipping Cabana in. A boot. And he gets caught in a power slam. Cover.
Oh, he almost had him.
Both men worn down in this back and forth matchup, and BJ Whitmer has to be loving it in the locker room right now. And hold on, Death Valley Driver attempt.
This could be it.
No, Cabana gets out of it. Hold on, Cabana's got him hooked. Colt 45. No, Striker blocks it. Oh, there's another knee to the gut. And a double knee to the head. Striker is dazed.
Striker's in a lot of trouble here. Cabana has him and drops him down on the back of the head. This is it, Chris. Oh, where did Striker get the energy to kick out?
Great effort by the Block A Field of Honor winner, Matt Striker. This is the kind of intestinal fortitude that could get him a Field of Honor victory at Final Battle 2003 in 1 month.
Oh, looks like an elbow wash. First time I've ever seen that.
Unique and effective by Colt Cabana. And a whip in. No, Striker blocks it. Striker now in.
Cabana could be going for those double knees in the corner. No. Striker, he's got him up. That belly driver.
Yes, he gets it. Cover.
And that will continue in this gauntlet series as he's going to face BJ Whitmer here.
We are going to have a preview of the Field of Honor finals. Matt Striker versus BJ Whitmer. And don't forget, the Field of Honor almost started with Matt Striker and BJ Whitmer in that qualifying match at Bitter Friends, Stiffer Enemies. That one ending in a draw. And wow, what a match that was at Bitter Friends, Stiffer Enemies. What a hard-hitting contest.
That was definitely an underrated match of the year candidate in my book, because that was just an incredible match. So much on the line just for these guys to get into the Field of Honor. And we saw what happened during the Field of Honor. It's just the matches are just becoming so much more important, and they're just becoming that much better, though.
Matt Striker finished his block with a perfect 3-0 record. BJ Whitmer, he was tied with Colt Cabana and Dan Moff in a 2-1 tie. They had a sudden death playoff three-way last night that BJ Whitmer won, so he finished with a 3-1 record, and it's all going to come down to Final Battle 2003 between these two, but right now we're going to get an early preview.
And it looks like BJ Whitmer showing a little sportsmanship here as he came in, giving Matt Striker a little breathing time here as we go for the handshake.
Code of honor upheld by both men. Both quality athletes had tremendous years in 2003 here in ROH, really making a name for themselves, climbing up the ladder. And whoops, there's BJ, started off hot and heavy against Striker. You mentioned sportsmanship before, but now Whitmer's getting a little bit aggressive.
A little bit here, but these two competitors, we know the past, pretty much friends outside the ring, I guess. And it's good to see that these guys are moving along here in Ring of Honor, and I love to see matchups here, quality matchups, sportsmanlike matchups, pure wrestling matchups.
There's a whip in, corner to corner, down goes Matt Striker.
And he looks like he's going for a camel clutch, going for a quick submission. This is Striker's third match of the night. I wouldn't be surprised to see him tap. He's taken a lot of punishment already, Chris.
Matt Striker, he has defeated both Second City Saints members, CM Punk and Colt Cabana. You know Ace Steel isn't going to be too happy about that one. BJ Whitmer knows that he just had two hard-fought matches, getting aggressive in the early going. Good tactic by BJ Whitmer. Plus, you got to think, if somebody gets a win in this one, they're going to have that little bit of a mental advantage going into the Final Battle 2003 match.
And with a matchup coming up that looks pretty much, I couldn't call a winner between the two, so evenly matched, that one little advantage could be the deciding thing that's going to bring home the Field of Honor victory.
100% right about that one, Ray. BJ Whitmer knows it too. That's why he's taking it to Matt Striker in the early going, unleashing some hard-hitting offense and a big suplex. And look at that, Whitmer holds on.
Nice strength.
Northern Light suplex, cover.
And it's obvious right here early on that BJ Whitmer has an advantage with stamina and energy. This is his first match. This is a fresh BJ Whitmer going against an already spent Matt Striker. And he's working on the neck. Another drop right there. Nicely done. Whitmer goes for the cover, and only a 2 count.
Striker has to go for a desperation Death Valley driver, just like he pinned Colt Cabana with. BJ Whitmer, though, in control, can soften Striker up for that wrist clutch exploder. It'll be over if he hits that one.
Whoa,
he's signaling for it now, perhaps. No, Striker fighting back with those back elbows. Striker fighting back with his life. Roaring elbow didn't quite connect the whole way. You can tell Striker's exhausted.
And Whitmer's down, and this is just going to give a nice opportunity for Striker to get some more oxygen in his lungs there. He needs to slow it down a little bit. He needs to get his wind back as Striker with a slight advantage right here, but see Whitmer, too much gas in the tank here.
Striker might want to perhaps take some sort of a breather, but those hard-hitting forearms aren't going to give him one as they're going back and forth. Striker trying to grab what I guess would be his third or fourth win at this point. Can he get it? A boot, down goes Whitmer. Striker now rolls over. Nicely done. Cover.
Only a 2 count here, but I wouldn't want to go fist and fire here with BJ Whitmer. He's got too much gas in the tank, too much energy. Striker already at a disadvantage. I wouldn't want to get in a fisticuff showdown at this point.
Striker definitely might want to slow it down, start trying to work the knee maybe, trying to get some of that oxygen back. And Whitmer going for the high impact, goes up to the top. No, he gets cut off.
He's caught by the forearm here, and Striker has Whitmer perched on the top rope. Is he going for a superplex? Not enough.
Whitmer knocks him off. Here comes Stryker again, very resilient. Oh, both men hard to the floor.
He went for that toss like he did earlier, but got caught, and you see how he got dumped on the floor.
The camera didn't quite get it, but I think that Stryker fell head first on the floor right there.
And the referee checking up on him. He could be out.
Ray.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. The collision. What a car wreck there on the floor.
This has been a great gauntlet series. I'd hate to see it end like this, but I think we have a situation on our hands.
Yeah, the referee checking. The referee looking confused. Here comes more referees, and that's Rob Feinstein.
The ROH promoter out there. Definitely we have a situation on our hands. Whitmer looking on. Stryker might be in a lot of trouble. Perhaps we should get the paramedics out there. We should get the ambulance on call. Oh, you hate to see this happen. This is. And what's Whitmer doing?
What's he doing?
Wrist clutch exploder, dangerous!
And that's it. BJ Whitmer wins the Gauntlet Series.
I can't believe Whitmer attacked Stryker. Stryker's neck might be broken.
This is so uncharacteristic of BJ Whitmer. I can't believe what we just saw, Chris.
It's intermission time, Framingham. Another huge Ring of Honor card. You know, last night in Fairfield, we kind of butted into AJ Styles' locker room, and I think let's just check in and see what's going on, because he was being pretty nasty the other night. And
why do you mess with anything? What is your problem, Jimmy? What is your problem?
I'm sick of this, AJ.
Whoa. Sweet. It's fire I'm talking about.
And fire is what we're going to see later on. AJ Styles, he challenges for the Ring of Honor Championship. Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, later on tonight here in Framingham. Now let's go check in with the locker rooms of Carino and Homicide and see what's going on for tonight's main event.
Hope you're thinking about all the shots he's taken so far.
That's right. I'm ready.
Tonight he gets to take all those shots right back.
I'm ready. Grab that.
Wish. Hey. Yeah, it's getting kind of thick right now. I'm glad you called, though, because...
Who is it?
It's Brandon.
All right.
Yeah.
Ask him.
Figuring with your background, you might know better. What do you think he's thinking right now? Yeah. We kind of thought so.
You think he'll pull out the fork?
Absolutely.
I think so.
You think we're going to see that fork? Yeah. It's the oldest saying that there is. All's fair in love and war, right? All right. Yeah, look, he's getting ready, but believe me, he's thankful for the call. We'll speak with you soon, man. All right, be safe.
Good.
Just like I said, all's fair in love and war.
Good.
Tonight, you give those shots back.
That's right.
This is what he wanted.
Ear for an ear, baby.
This is what he wanted.
Not going through life. No hearing for nothing. He wants to make it personal, I make it personal. It's fine.
You're nobody to somebody. Hey, kills you. Elevate your hay, baby. On the real. Yeah. I'm feeling it right now, son. You work for this all your life, done. The anticipation of death was worse than death itself, kid. On the real. Let that Fort Green come out of you right now, broke knob. I love it.
Yeah, he's a dead man tonight.
He's dead man tonight, y'all.
He's dead man.
You dictate the pace, though, baby.
He's dead, dog.
Control aggression,
He's
baby.
Dead, dog.
Till you get out there. Don't waste no energy till you get out there, baby.
Great, I'll be watching this. I am the Mike Tyson. I'm gonna eat your soul. I'm gonna eat your children. Tonight, brother.
Elevate your hate! Oh, yeah!
We are back from intermission. Joining this mixed tag team match in progress, it's Slick Wagner Brown and April Hunter against the Outcast Killers. Nice move by Slick on Omar Tortuga. Diablo Santiago right there. Slick Wagner Brown picks him up. Oh, nice backbreaker. And I'm joined once again by CM Punk. And how's that knee feeling, Punk?
How does the knee feel? I thought you were going to ask me what kind of a mood I'm in. It's a little obvious how my knee feels. It doesn't feel good at all, or else I wouldn't have tapped out the Matt Striker lock. And now I come back and I gotta watch this. Until now, I'm not in a good mood.
I will put you over and give you all the credit in the world. That was a heck of an effort. You and Jimmy Rave, a real solid match, and then that injured limb going into it with someone that's dangerous and Matt Striker.
The reason I tapped out is I have bigger fish to fry. You know, I just finished my feud with Raven, okay, and I was the victor. And even though, as much as I can taste how bad I want the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight title, I got to get to the bottom of who took Lucy out in Dayton, Ohio, and I can't do that with a broken leg.
Oh, what a cheap victory by the Outcast Killers. Sorry to cut you off. The Outcast Killers defeating the hometown duo of Slick Wagner Brown and April Hunter. Cocky handshake by Omar Tortuga. There's Diablo with one. This has to be real disappointing for the Boston fans as their hometown favorites, Slick and April, on the losing end to the Outcast Killers.
That's right. OCK, don't forget it. Green Bay, Boston, New York, Rocky, you know. Just like Boston, a typical loser. Everyone from Boston is a loser. You're a loser and you're from Boston. What? I'm from New York. Just like all the news, and just like John Walters, the hometown boy from Boston, And if you haven't noticed already, this is my friggin' house. And I don't like being disrespected in my house. And what I want to know is when is this stupid New York-Boston rivalry gonna end? I mean, talk about GP. But you know what? I'll play your game tonight. You can be the Yankees, I'll be the Red Sox. And tonight is payback, bitch.
We are underway. John Walters against Xavier. Boston versus New York City. One of the hottest rivalries in ROH is exploding right now.
Where's the handshake? handshake? Where's the handshake, Lovey?
Well, John Walters knows that Xavier, a member of the Prophecy, will not follow that code of honor and shake hands, so he's getting a jump on him.
Walters is no good, too. Is Walters a member of the Prophecy?
No, Walters just outsmarted Xavier. Walters now dishing it out to Xavier. Xavier trying to come back, going for that arm. Both men struggling, fighting. What a rivalry we have seen between these two. Neither man respects each other.
Both starting to break each other's arm. Why don't they respect each other, Lovey?
There's so much intensity here. It all started at Glory by Honor 2, a simple Field of Honor matchup. Xavier, a cheap win after a low blow. Xavier then scored cheap win after cheap win on John Walters. Not only that, showed Walters no respect. Walters in turn showed Xavier no respect. They came to blows at Empire State Showdown, and now they're looking to settle it right here in Walters' hometown.
Xavier will low blow. He will get any kind of a victory he can, cheap or not. And Walters, this kid's put together. He's a blue chipper in Ring of Honor. He's somebody to look for and to watch in 2004. And Xavier knows this. And Xavier is under the skin of John Walters. And if Xavier has anything to say about it, he's not climbing the ladder in Ring of Honor.
Xavier is the all-around best. He is the former ROH champion. And you know what? I don't agree with a lot of his tactics. I don't agree with the philosophy of the Prophecy, but I will give Xavier all the credit in the world for being a quality athlete and a top-notch wrestler. John Walters is a blue chipper. This guy is the breakout star of 2004. All the potential in the world, but he yearns, he wants, he needs that first victory over Xavier, and he would like nothing more for it to happen right here in his hometown with his family and friends in the crowd watching.
Not going to happen. I'm going to go on record and say right now I got Xavier on this one, because Xavier knows that in his hometown he's got to live up to a certain hype. He can't let his friends and his family down, and Xavier doesn't have that kind of a pressure. It's almost like Xavier's a champ going into this, and then John Walters has to beat him.
Very good analogy there. Walters taking off Xavier's head with that clothesline. Walters more aggressive than we've ever seen him before in this one. He does not like Xavier, and it's showing as he's taking it to Xavier.
He needs to go for a win instead of worry about hurting the man, and unfortunately, I don't think John Walters is going to do that. I think he actually takes his Boston Red Sox, New York Yankees rivalry seriously, about as serious as that kick to the face.
Oh, I thought it might have ended right there. That quick kick definitely stunned John Walters. The advantage now goes to the former ROH champion.
And he'll let you know he was a former champion, won't he?
Big chops right there by Xavier. Is he a member of the Prophecy? We're not sure. I mean, I guess he is. He's had his problems there, though.
If he's a member of the Prophecy, I'm sure he has something, or at least knows something about what happened to Lucy in Dayton, Ohio.
Well, all the fingers are pointing at the Prophecy. And wow, nice Hurricanrana there by Walters.
Very athletic, single jump to the top rope, completes the Hurricanrana. Now he's not going for a cover. He wants to add insult to injury. There he goes. And what doesn't he do? He doesn't hook the leg.
That definite mistake by John Walters. And what's he signaling for? Oh, Xavier sends him over the top rope. Walters telegraphing what he was going to do. Xavier is an intelligent competitor. You can't show him what you're going to do. He will take advantage of it.
Certainly not.
And here goes Xavier. Whoa!
What is that, a 2.5 gainer?
I'm not sure what to call it except beautifully done.
Xavier taking chances when he doesn't have to. But that's the kind of cocky guy he is.
He doesn't need to take the shortcuts that the Prophecy takes. He's good enough to do it on his own, and he just proved it as he slams Walters head first into that steel.
He wants to show everybody here in Boston that he's from New York and he's better than their hometown boy.
Now he's taking Walters back into the ring. Could you imagine if Xavier can defeat John Walters for a 4th time right here?
Imagine it. I predicted it. I've already gone on the record. Check the record.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Walters will not be able to go home and face his family, face his father if he loses this match right here tonight. Walters needs the win.
He needs to stop getting kicked in the throat. Oh! No water in the pool. John Walters signaling for... He went for his double knees to the back, which is a devastating maneuver, and it gets turned into a nice submission hold. Almost a surfboard-like maneuver.
Very innovative stretch there by Xavier as he's got those legs twisted. Now he's pulling back. That's got to hurt the lower back. Stretch the torso of John Walters. Walters needs to get out of this hold in a hurry if he has any designs on winning this match.
Now Now it's just turned into a simple chin lock. Simple but effective.
We have a New York City versus Boston rivalry right here in Boston. And this is especially hot after the way the Yankees defeated the Red Sox in the playoffs not too recently.
Who cares about baseball? Baseball's fake. Xavier just clubbing John Walters in the back of the head.
Here goes Xavier. More punishment to the hometown boy.
Now he's softening up his neck because Xavier likes to use that X-breaker as a finishing hold. And it is a very devastating neck breaker. Xavier to the top rope. Knee firmly placed in the back of John Walters' head. Dick Murdoch style, old school grave digger, and I'm actually impressed with Xavier right now.
Very devastating move. Drives the face of John Walters into the mat.
With his knee on the back of his neck. That's actually that's twofold. Hurts your neck, and if you're not careful, you could break your nose. But John Walters firing right back with forearms in the corner.
He's showing a lot of heart, but Xavier cuts him off again. Oh! That'll rip your arm right out of the shoulder socket.
Certainly. But also, if you noticed, what hit first? It was his neck. He's softening up his neck still. He's not changing his game plan.
And that neck, nice brain buster there. If that neck is softened up, Xavier can hit that X-breaker, which is a version of the neck breaker, and that will definitely score him a 3 count. He's won many matches with that.
And that's what he's looking to do right here. He's just got to stay on his man. A stiff shot right to the face by Xavier. Hard knee strike. Followed up by another. This is a trademark Xavier move. He likes to punish the guy in the corner, beat him down, and follow up with that.
Xavier and versus John Walters. It just started out as a Field of Honor match, a good competitive match, but Xavier once again showing that lack of respect to John Walters, and Walters wasn't going to take it like so many others have before in the past. He fought right back against Xavier, and that's where things just started to escalate.
Yeah, he did. He's got more guts than brains. He's perched on top, going for a sunset bomb, and Xavier fights out of it.
Xavier on the top now. Walters crotches him. Walters has to follow up here. He is definitely hurting though. Walters tries, he tried the double knee to the back. Didn't quite hit it, but Xavier still landed in a very rude way right now.
He came up short on the double knees, but it looked like he slammed his head and the back of Xavier's neck right into the mat. And he had nowhere to go. His feet were hooked on the top rope.
Walters did take some punishment, but that Boston crowd is behind him. He is trying to feed off the strength of his hometown fans, trying to get that adrenaline burst. Both men struggling to get to their feet.
Whoever makes this up first, it's their match. And it's Xavier, which means I'm right.
You know, Punk, I might have to agree with you. Xavier does keep fighting back, but we have quite a chop exchange right now. Walters shooting off with those forearms. Sends him into the ropes. A reversal, though, by the former ROH champion. Catches him. Nice neck breaker.
Scores with his own neck breaker. He doesn't hook the leg. No, I'm gonna be a jerk about that. He doesn't hook the leg. You gotta hook the leg, Lovey.
I think that Walters senses it. Perhaps that Hurricane DDT. Yes! Xavier's in a lot of trouble. He is staggered. There's that double knee. He's got to go for the pin right now. Cover! Not quite enough. It takes a lot to defeat Xavier. That's why the man had the ROH Championship for 6 months. That's how he had successful title defenses against the likes of Paul London, AJ Styles. That's how he beat Low-Key for the belt in the first place. Xavier now, he has Walters in a bad position.
He smells victory. He's going for that neck breaker off the top rope, I think.
Xavier now plants him.
You know, if this could be it, but you know, I'm almost getting tired of listening to these Boston people, Lovey. You know, I think bad knee or not, I think I should go out there and ask one of these two if they know anything about Lucy and what happened to her in Dayton, Ohio. What I really should do is ask Xavier, him being a member of the Prophecy and all.
Stay right here, Punk. Don't pull those shenanigans you did last night in Fairfield at the conclusion. But Xavier missing the 450. This is a great match. I want to see it end with the... Oh, look at that powerbomb by Walters. A cover.
He went for it earlier and he scored on the second time. Why shouldn't I go ruin this match?
We need to see this rivalry end with a conclusive winner tonight.
I hate Boston and I hate New York.
Just stay right here, CM Punk. Don't pull what you did last night. And Walter sent to the floor. This is Ring of Honor. It's not about run-ins.
At least it's not New York. New York smells like urine.
You can turn on Monday Night Raw if you want to see a great match ruined by somebody walking in the middle of it. That's not what Ring of Honor is all about.
You're right. Ring of Honor is about discipline and honor and respect and integrity, something that neither of these two have. I'm so much better than these two, and you know it.
Well, I'll agree with you about Xavier.
How did the ladder come into play?
Xavier bringing it into play. The prophecy member, I guess he's ladder first. Xavier cutting off Walters, throws him into the ring.
Let's see what Xavier had in mind with his ladder.
But this is not a no DQ match. If that ladder is brought into the ring, the match will end with a disqualification. Of course, there are no countouts on the floor, but the referee can disqualify if you're out too long. It doesn't matter now as both men are slugging it out in the ring, and Xavier slams Walters down.
It's a nice version of a power slam, and it looks like Xavier might be busted open from the mouth. And he's signaling for it. He says it's all over.
These two are hitting hard in this one. They hate each other that much. Once again, there's a strike to the neck. And he's setting him up for Kiss Your Ex Goodbye. This is how he defeated him. That tradition continues after an eye poke. And no, Walters rolls him up. Cover.
This is it.
He got it. John Walters finally gets the victory over Xavier, and he does it in his hometown crowd. It's only up and away for this potential superstar. What a victory. John Walters has defeated the former ROH champion.
And I knew he could do it.
ready for tag team title action. Jay and Mark Briscoe, the champions, defending against the challengers, Chris Daniels and Dan Moff of the Prophecy, with the beautiful Allison Danger in their corner.
You're about as blind as Fast Eddie if you think she's beautiful.
Oh, please, she's hot.
I also probably think Daniels has got talent. And I'll tell you, he's no talent hat.
Chris Daniels, one of the best going today. The Briscoes definitely tested here, and what a test this whole double shot weekend has been for the Briscoes. Last night successful against, get this, the duo of Samoa Joe and AJ Styles. What a team that is to defeat. Mark Briscoe actually pinning the ROH World Champion Samoa Joe in that tag team match. As a result, Mark Briscoe will get a title shot, whether it be against Samoa Joe or AJ Styles. We'll find out after the next match, and that will happen at Final Battle 2003. Mark Briscoe goes for the title, but right now he has to be focused because the Briscoes, what a test here against the Prophecy.
And Daniel's taking shortcuts in the corner. And, you know, I confronted him last night after his match in the middle of the ring, and he didn't give me an answer either way if the Prophecy was involved in the attack on Lucy in Dayton, Ohio, but Danny Moff swore on his father's grave that the Prophecy had nothing to do with it.
And a blind tag in by Mark hits Daniels with a springboard dropkick, beautifully done. You know, going back to what you just talked about, I'd hate to turn our attention away from the match, as there's a nice Northern Light suplex, another 2 count. This one's starting out hot and heavy, but you mentioned Dan Moff, and there's a rake to the eye by Daniels. Shady tactics by the Prophecy. They do not follow the code of honor. But you mentioned Dan Moff right there in the ring. He did swear on his father's grave. Of course, his father passed away the night before Wrestle Rave, and Dan Moff still had an emotional match against Samoa Joe at Wrestle Rave, fought through that. And you know, if Dan Moff is swearing on his father's grave that the Prophecy had nothing to do with it, as despicable as the Prophecy are, Moff would not do something like that.
I don't trust Christopher Daniels as far as I can throw him.
Well, if Moff's saying that he swore on his father's grave, I have to say that, well, all fingers might
I
point
don't
at the
trust
Prophecy.
Christopher Daniels as far as I can throw him.
I still don't
And in fact, I should go down there right now and ask him again, but the reason I don't is because the Second City Saints are looking to become the dominant group here in Ring of Honor. And we're looking for the tag team titles. And I'm scouting the Briscoes right now.
Well, you might have to contend with Moff and Daniels for the tag titles.
I would love nothing more to contend with Moff and Daniels.
As there's a beautiful Arabian press to the floor by Daniels, and he took out Moff with it.
Idiot.
Jay moving out of the way, and what's Mark doing?
Beautiful shooting star press by Mark Briscoe.
What an athletic move by the younger Briscoe. Mark, only 19 years old. It's hard to believe how good he is.
God, she looks like Gargamel. She's horrible looking. Now look at her getting in the ref's face.
What is she doing? We have a great athletic match here. Allison Danger needs to stay out of this. Mark Briscoe shoves her off the ring, and she deserved it, but Mark Briscoe played right into the Prophecy's hand. And look at that ring presence by Dan Moff, throwing Mark not just out of the ring, but out of the ring on the Prophecy side. And Daniels taking advantage of it.
And just like that, the tide has turned. You know, the Briscoes have obviously been a tag team a little bit longer than the Prophecy, but the experience goes on the side of the Prophecy because of Christopher Daniels. What is he, 47? Yeah, you know it. You know it, Chris Lovey.
Well, what I do know is that the Prophecy have cut off that ring, and they have Mark Briscoe in a bad spot right now, taking advantage of it. Mark Briscoe falling victim to the distraction of Allison Danger, and now beautiful back suplex by Daniels. He's in a lot of trouble. And you know what? I bet you Jim Cornette were here tonight and in the corner of the Briscoes and managing them, that they wouldn't fall victim to those tactics. Cornette would definitely smarten them up, teach them some lessons.
You better believe that they would be the ones teaching Daniels and Moff a thing or two about tag team wrestling if they had him in their corner.
The legendary James E. Cornette has not been seen since Samoa Joe attacked him in the locker room at Main Event Spectacles. Of course, the Briscoes and Samoa Joe, what a feud that has been. Something to keep an eye on. And last night, the Briscoes got the last laugh on Samoa Joe, one-upped him by when Mark Briscoe pinned Samoa Joe, and Joe and AJ, they did not win the tag team titles.
No, Moff just cranking on his neck.
You know, some people say the tag titles have been cursed. First, Donovan Morgan and Daniels were the champions, and they lost it to the makeshift tag team of Amazing Red and AJ Styles, and Donovan wasn't even there for that. It was Xavier as Donovan Morgan's substitution.
That's just like the prophecy.
Yep, Donovan Morgan touring the world right now, unable to come to ROH. Then Amazing Red suffering a knee injury, causing Red and AJ to have to vacate the titles. Then the Backseat Boys win in that Gauntlet Series at Glory by Honor 2, lose it just one show later to Special K, and then Main Event Spectacles. 2 weeks after that, the Briscoes with Jim Cornette after Cornette shocked everybody by turning on Samoa Joe, and the Briscoes won the tag team titles. Can the Briscoes break the curse? If they defeat Daniels and Moff and Joe and Styles in one weekend, they have definitely broken that tag team title curse.
Daniels thinks he's cute. You know, little known fact about Chris Daniels in the prophecy. The reason he doesn't shake hands is because he's so old he's got arthritis.
Oh, please, Punk.
Please. They're doing a nice job of cutting the ring in half. I'll give him that.
Daniels and Moff do have an issue with Jim Cornette, too, as they had that little altercation at Wrath of the Racket back in Dayton, an infamous night for you, CM Punk, even though you weren't even there. That's the night your girl was taken out.
Yeah, you don't got to remind me. Believe me, before this night is over, I will confront Christopher Daniels.
What?
I will.
You're going to confront Christopher Daniels right here tonight?
You want me to go do it right now?
Please don't interrupt this match. Please don't ruin it.
I told you I'm scouting the Briscoes right now. There are other things on my mind, but I am still focused on finding out what happened to Lucy and Dayton.
Right now, Dan Moff working over Mark Briscoe. He desperately needs the tag. You know, Jim Cornette, he's probably laid up in bed somewhere, still injured from Samoa Joe, but he is definitely going to be keeping his ear open to see what happens in this one. I doubt he'll be checking the internet because he doesn't believe in computers, but he'll be waiting for that phone to ring to see what happens. The tag goes into Daniels right now. Daniels scooping Mark up. Textbook vertical suplex. And a cover. Ref Mike Keener with a 2 count.
You know, I'm a firm believer in everybody you hate has something that inside you that you're aware of. And the thing that Daniels has that I have is his technical prowess. As he's rolled up for 3, 4, 5, 6 count right here.
Moff distracting the ref. More great double team moves by, well, I can't really call it double teams, but tag team tactics, even though they're underhanded, very effective by the prophecy.
Daniels is good, but the thing about it is I am better than him.
Jim Cornette, he said Moff and Daniels made him a loser in Dayton. The result was Moff and Daniels beating up Cornette. So you know Cornette really wants the Briscoes to not only win this match, but teach the prophecy a lesson.
The prophecy, Daniels and Moff firmly in control of the Briscoes right now. And you keep bringing up Jim Cornette. You got to wonder if Jim Cornette was here, how true that would be.
Cornette would definitely have some lessons to teach the Briscoes as he guided them to those tag titles. Very impressive since the Briscoes, they had 3 shots at those belts before against AJ Styles and Red, and although all 3 were great matches, the Briscoes fell short every single time. The Briscoes even fell short in that tag team gauntlet series at Glory by Honor 2. Then you put Jim Cornette in the corner of the Briscoes, and not only do you have ROH tag team champions, but you have a duo that defeated AJ Styles and Samoa Joe. You want to talk about a dream team, you want to talk about 2 of the best in the world on one team. That happened last night, and the Briscoes were victorious.
Briscoe just yanked down by his big elephant ears right to the mat. It seems like everybody's going after next tonight. You know, and being wrestlers on the road so much that it is a weak point. Briscoe's on his feet.
He needs to hit something and go for the tag. He needs the tag desperately, and he connects with that heel kick to the back of the head of Dan Moff. Moff is staggered. Briscoe into the corner.
There's no tag.
Daniels more underhanded tag team tactics.
You know, I wish Jim Cornette was here. And he maybe smack Allison Danger upside the big box head of hers with that tennis racket.
Daniels now working over Mark. The prophecy, they want to take down the Code of Honor. They want to rebuild ROH in its own image.
And wow, how gruesome of an image would that be?
I'd fear the day that ever happened. And look at that nice move by Daniels. Mark still desperate for the tag. Real quick, I got to go over that Code of Honor. It's made up of 5 laws of honor. That gives you these great athletic matches. It is, don't get yourself disqualified. We want pins, submissions, knockouts. You must shake hands before and after every match. No outside interference. No sneak attacks. And no ref. Don't let the ref get attacked. Don't attack him. None of that. We want clean matches here. That gives you the most athletic competition that you're used to here in ROH. That might have been the fastest I ever got through the Code of Honor.
Well, I did notice you didn't take a breath.
We do have to read that, just like the express written consent on every Major League Baseball telecast.
Why do you keep talking about baseball? Just leave it alone. Just drop it.
Well, right
Why
now,
did they even bother tagging? Didn't matter 3 seconds ago. The ref is useless.
the ref definitely fallen victim to the tactics of the prophecy in this one, and Mark right now falling victim to a whole lot of abuse. He needs that tag desperately or it's going to be all over. We're going to have new tag team champions right here in Boston. And big cannonball by Moff while Daniels takes out Jay. Cover! Not quite enough. The prophecy, they want to get the titles back, so once again they have the power just like they had a year ago.
You know, I think I'm going to go confront Daniels on this right now.
Oh, please stay here, Punk. Let's let the Briscoes see if they can score the victory. I bet you'd like to see that.
Wait a minute, I was going to say I didn't like the way this was going.
And look at that, Mark sending Daniels right into Moff. Both the prophecy members are down. This is Mark's chance. He needs to tag in his older brother, Jay. This could be the only chance for the Briscoes to retain the titles. The crowd, they want it, they got it. Jay Briscoe in, he takes down Daniels. Down goes Moff, down goes Daniels. Jay Briscoe, a house of fire, but Daniels cuts him off.
A double whip into the ropes. Jay ducks, delivers a double clothesline of his own.
Nicely done by Jay Briscoe. Briscoe now whip him off and catches him. Big boot right to the face.
He needs to do that to Daniels. He needs to do that to Alice in Danger.
Another one.
Moff's out on his feet.
You have to watch out for that Jay Driller. That puts everyone down. The Briscoes, so many weapons in their arsenal, including that big drop kick. Moff is off his feet. Cover! Not enough for the champions to retain.
Enough presence of mind to know where he is to realize Daniels was nowhere to help him.
Mark now unleashing against Chris Daniels. Whips the leader of the prophecy in. Connects with a back elbow.
Kill him.
Daniels staggered. No, but he catches Mark. Face first in the mat. Cover! Not enough for new champions. What a competitive tag match we're seeing. Daniels pointing in the corner. You know what's coming. It's the best moonsault ever.
Have you ever seen my moonsault? Yeah, that's right. Mine's so much better than his.
2 count. I'll have to see that to believe it.
You don't know what it's like going through life being better than everybody.
Right now, Jay scooping Daniels up. Gourd buster. Daniels up again in another bad spot. Death Valley driver. The champions are going to retain. Cover. Ooh, Dan Moff right there. You have to have that ring presence and make sure no one's around to make that save. Moff now with a kick to the gut. Fisherman's neck breaker. Cover.
Which Briscoe is that?
We have Jay Briscoe in the ring right now.
Man, if if that was Mark, he was getting his neck worked out for so long. If he got hit with a move like that, it would have been all over.
Well, that backdrop driver could end it.
That's good enough to put anybody away.
Cover, we're going to have new champions. Somehow Jay kicking out at 2, just barely getting that shoulder up. Moff probably needed a deeper cover than that.
He's running on instinct.
Moff going up to the second rope. He could finish off Jay right here.
All 4 of these guys running on instinct.
And hold on, here comes Mark from behind, chopping Moff in the back. Mark Briscoe up. Beautiful springboard ace crusher. Cover by Jay. And it's breaking down with all 4 men. Ref Mike Keener losing control of this one in a hurry.
Looks like Daniels is slowing down, and I'm not surprised. They need to hit Daniels with a double team right here.
I can't believe that you said that you and Daniels are going to be face to face by the end of the night.
Oh, believe me, I will confront him, whether it's in the locker room or maybe in front of the crowd. Damn!
He might not be face to face with anybody after that springboard knee. The champions could retain. Cover! No, just a 2 count. And now Moff pulling Jay out of the ring, flings him into that steel.
I hope the Briscoes send Daniels to the hospital.
Right now, Mark Uranagi, he's got Daniels in trouble.
You can cover with Homicide, because that's exactly where Homicide's going.
And what's this? Alice in Danger breaking the code of honor. This makes me sick to my stomach. I'm disgusted. Mike Keener might want to ring the bell. He might want to disqualify the prophecy. Mark distracted by Allison again.
What is she so upset about? This is the first time a guy's touched her in years.
Oh, that's going to be the cutthroat suplex. That's going to kill Allison. She deserves it, though, for ruining this match. No, Daniels saves her. Moff distracting Keeter. DDT by Danger. Keeter didn't see any of it. Daniels cover.
Can't win like this.
No. Kick out by the younger Briscoe.
And he's been getting his neck worked on for a good almost 15 minutes now.
I can't believe Danger ruined this match. I can't believe the Prophecy breaking the code of honor. This is despicable.
She ruined this match when she came through that curtain. She needs to wear a hood.
Rocket Launcher 2003 stealing one from Cornette's playbook.
That's almost insulting.
Definitely it was. But there's a boot. Moff now. He's got Mark Briscoe. What's he setting up for? No, Mark over and around. Big boot by Jay onto the mug of Dan Moff. The Prophecy's hired assassin is down and is in trouble.
Get her out of the ring.
Jay Briscoe's grabbing her by the hair. She's going to deserve whatever's coming to her. Mike Keener, he could ring the bell right now. He must think he's in an ECW ring, not an ROH ring. Uh-oh. Danger's in a bad spot. Down an arrow. Danger's going to be a non-factor for the rest of this one. The Briscoes overcoming the odds. But now Moff fighting back against both of them.
Stop.
Mark cutting him off into the ropes. Oh! Dan Moff takes off Mark Briscoe's head. He's got designs to do the same to Jay Briscoe.
Daniels has been out for a while. The Briscoes need to capitalize on that. No Daniels means he can't save Moff if he's in a pinning predicament.
Moff might be at a 2-on-1 disadvantage because Danger is going to be a non-factor. Oh, he's signaling it's time for the big lariat.
Flapjack.
There's one right out of Cornette's playbook, and the Briscoes hit it. Double slam.
It's over. 20 more.
The Briscoes are they're calling for it.
Maybe Mark's going for that shooting star press. It pinned the ROH World Champion last night. No, hold on.
Great leg strength.
It's going to be the Doomsday Device. Yes.
Hey, if it worked for the Legion of Doom, it worked for the Briscoes. Damn it!
Daniels just barely makes the save. Stepping in Zaguri, down goes Mark.
Now we got another slugfest in the middle of the ring.
Excuse me, that's Mark in there. Jay was knocked down before.
I can't tell the difference between the two of them either.
Mark going for that cutthroat suplex. No, Daniels back elbows blocks it.
Something like that would kill Daniels.
Angel Wings! This could be it! New champions! Mark just barely missed a save. Oh, both teams have come so close to victory. Can the Briscoes break the curse? STO cover! Not enough.
Daniels has got to be at his wit's end trying to figure out what will put these two boys away.
The Prophecy won all the titles back so they can get all the power. Could start right here against the Briscoes. No! Jay blocks the Angel Wings attempt. Jay now. No, Daniels blocks it. Jay avoids the Enziguri. Now he's got Daniels hooked. Jay Driller. Cover. The Briscoes retain. The Briscoes break the curse of the tag team. The Briscoes have defeated Samoa Joe and AJ Styles and the team of Chris Daniels and Dan Moff on consecutive nights. What tag team champions we have here, Jay and Mark Briscoe. Punk, do you realize that Mark has pinned Samoa Joe and Jay has pinned Christopher Daniels all in the same weekend?
I don't think there's a curse behind these tag team titles at all. What just happened was Chris Daniels and his Prophecy simply got beat by the better team.
challenger to my right, weighing in at 202 pounds, from Gainesville, Georgia, he is the phenomenal AJ Styles. And his opponent to my left, weighing in at 272 pounds, from American Samoa, he is the current reigning and defending Ring of Honor champion, Samoa Joe.
The immensely popular AJ Styles challenging the dominating world champion Samoa Joe.
Yeah, and I'm obviously interested in this because the world title's on the line. And there we see a nice handshake. I contemplated maybe running out there and...
Please don't.
I'm not gonna. Because in Ring of Honor, of course I have no equal because I am better than everybody. I do respect these two because there's really no reason I shouldn't. They're both high caliber athletes, although they're not in my caliber. And right now it doesn't look like AJ's in anybody's caliber. That might have knocked him stupid already.
Joe aggressive from the beginning, but look at AJ taking him down with a Huna Karana. Joe ducks the kick, and Joe with a Huna Karana of his own.
Anything you can do, I can do better, Joe's telling him right now.
The ROH World Champion, he is so dominating. And just last night, Samoa Joe and AJ Styles were a tag team. The first time the World Champion teamed with the #1 Contenders Trophy. But the result was AJ Styles accidentally hitting Joe with that discus lariat, allowing Joe to get pinned by Mark Briscoe after a shooting star press. So there's a little issue going into this one.
Well, and that's why they're shaking hands and going to settle it like men. AJ right off the bat picks Joe's leg. Joe sits out, and both men repeatedly sit out and looking to gain an advantage, and right now it doesn't look like it's anybody's ball game.
The world title's on the line. Both men will pull out all the stops.
1, 2.
Samoa Joe obviously respects AJ Styles. That is why he chose him as his tag team partner last night. AJ Styles, you know he respects everyone he steps in the ring with, especially the world champion Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe now working on that arm of AJ Styles. Styles winning the #1 Contenders Trophy in that absolute classic match of the year candidate against Bryan Danielson. What a match that was on November 1st. Samoa Joe worn down after a series of grueling title defenses, including Jay Briscoe at Tradition Continues and Chris Daniels at Glory by Honor 2. Daniels almost winning the title.
I did mean to cut you off there. You like that, how you always say I didn't mean to cut you off?
Hey.
Well, I did mean to cut you off. There was signature Samoa Joe going on right there. A chop to the back, a kick to the chest, and AJ Styles obviously has the man well scouted, picked his leg again and brought him down.
If the action warrants it, I'm not going to complain. And what a matchup we have right here.
AJ's trying to keep the man grounded. Now, Joe is a big boy. He's a very, very hard hitter.
Arguably the two top players in ROH. There's AJ Styles with that athleticism. Big drop kick.
Prettiest drop kick in the business right now.
Cover.
He only gets a 1.
It's going to take more than that to defeat Samoa Joe. Joe, he can use the Island Driver, the Muscle Buster, or the choke to defeat you. AJ gets the big man up, drops the knee.
And there's some classic AJ Styles. I'm actually surprised that he got Joe up for a slam so early.
AJ Styles, he's going to go for that Styles Clash. He puts them all down with the Styles Clash, including UCM Punk at Tradition Continues. What a great match that was, though.
You're a comedian.
And there's AJ just barely getting the champion over for a suplex.
Yeah, but AJ already showing signs of weakness. AJ is by no means a weak individual, but he's not going to get a lateral press on Samoa Joe. Joe's just too big.
Samoa Joe's a big bruiser.
I wouldn't be surprised to... Ooh!
AJ trying that discus lariat. Joe cut him off. Oh, AJ sent hard to the floor. That could be a big turning point in this match. The first big turning point.
Is at the referee's discretion right now. If AJ's out, if he can't get back in the ring, Paul Turner could call this.
There are no countouts here, but the referee can disqualify you for being on the floor for too long. And AJ definitely shaken up, perhaps the wind knocked out of him from that hard fall to the floor.
But Paul Turner doesn't want to see anybody hurt, and if AJ's hurt, he's not going to let him continue.
And AJ's definitely struggling to get to his feet. And Joe, what's he doing? The big man flies just wipes out AJ, but almost takes himself out in the process. He landed hard.
Damn near 300 pounds. Missile of plancha straight out the ring, and it looked like Joe whacked his head not only on the ground but on that guardrail.
Don't forget, Mark Briscoe will face the winner of this match at Final Battle 2003 when the stars of All Japan Pro Wrestling, including the great Muta and Kojima, invade ROH. Oh, did you see that chop? AJ once again hard to the floor.
You got no choice but to go hard to the floor, Joe chops you. He's setting up for his Olay kick right now. Now Joe's in his happy place right now. He thinks he's got everything wrapped up. That's the thing about AJ Styles. He's so athletic, he does things other men can't do.
Oh, AJ tries to cut him off, but gets met with a super kick. At least AJ avoided that Olay kick.
I don't know if it did him any good.
Yeah, you're right. He is down. The former NWA World Champion down. Can he become an ROH champion? AJ whipped into the guardrail. No, up and over. And flies over with the lariat.
And that's the athleticism of AJ Styles right there. But once again, AJ Styles hard to the floor on that. He's going to really have to sacrifice his own body if he wants to beat Samoa Joe here.
AJ Styles is so good. No doubt one of the top athletes in the world today. And he would make a proud ROH champion. An honorable ROH world champion.
Come on, AJ.
Joe, he has to be worn down after all those successful title defenses, winning that belt in March and bringing pride and prestige to that title, making it a world title. And what's AJ? Perhaps a Styles clash.
He defended it in England. This is way too soon for him to be going to this. He already slammed him and suplexed him once.
Well, AJ, those hard blows to the back. And a powerbomb!
Samoa Joe!
Oh, Joe kicked out. I can't believe AJ Styles got Samoa Joe up like that.
Look how much it took out of. Look how AJ's winded.
AJ definitely in bad shape, definitely shaken up. But look at the ROH World Champion. He is slow to get to his feet.
We're not 5-7 minutes into this match and both men letting it hang out right now. This is what Ring of Honor is all about. This is why Chris Daniels does not belong in Ring of Honor, because he cannot hang with these two men. He cannot look somebody like Samoa Joe or AJ Styles or CM Punk in the eye and shake his hand after being defeated.
And here comes AJ. No! Big sidewalk slam by Samoa Joe. And look at the ROH World Champion. He is getting that second win perhaps, but still a little slow to follow up, Punk.
Both men going move for move. He just got powerbombed. Jab and a chop. A jab and a chop. Now we're going for face wash.
Oh, that just has to sting so much, and it's insulting as well. And he hits the ropes. Oh! Almost takes AJ's face off.
Fans want to see it one more time. How popular is AJ Styles now?
The fans rooting for both men, rooting for this action. That is a unique atmosphere you get at a live ROH show, and that's why the only way to experience Ring of Honor is in person at one of the live events.
These fans just want to see people brutalized.
AJ fighting back.
These
people want to see great athletic wrestling, and that's what they're seeing right now. Oh, look at that. Beautiful way to take AJ off his feet by Joe.
He's landed on his front teeth. I can't believe how hard these guys are hitting each other already. AJ powerbombed them a couple minutes ago.
Well, when the ROH World title is on the line, you will put everything you have into the match.
I'm not so sure Joe's ever been powerbombed before.
Very impressive.
There's a receipt.
Yep. Not enough. Uh-oh. STO. Excuse me.
STF, genius, and AJ is in a bad position right now.
The STF, look at that. It wrenches at the knee. It cranks at your neck. And look at Joe covering the eyes of AJ.
Oh, he just grapevined his arm.
Oh, AJ being stretched in so many different ways right now. He's got to get to the ropes. I don't think AJ realizes he just has to back up a little to get in them. And there he goes. He's pushing himself back.
See, I think that was a mistake. That was a mistake. If Joe kept his leg locked, it would have been a lot harder for AJ to back up.
Joe definitely needs to get AJ in the middle of the ring if he's going to try a hold like that. You cannot be too close to the ropes. AJ slow to get to his feet again. Joe looking absolutely dominating. That's painful and insulting, and AJ's not going to take it.
Joe goes to the eyes.
He might be getting a little desperate to pull out something like that. Not normally something you see from Samoa Joe. And
Joe
now,
hooking him in a waistlock, looking for a suplex.
Yeah, AJ
fights out again. Rolling cradle, Samoa Joe.
That's Samoa Joe's specialty right here. It'll make you dizzy. It could put your shoulders down to the mat for those 3 seconds. Oh, look, he had like an extra rotation in that. Cover. Not enough. I can't see this title match going much longer.
Neither can Fast Eddie. Come on, put that over.
I'm not going to put that over in a match like this. Both men put it all on the line for the ROH World title. Mark Briscoe watching on. Jim Cornette watching on.
Yeah, Joe playing with AJ right now. And like I stated before, AJ is the kind of guy you do not do this to.
Well,
He's so explosive. He can come back at any time.
Samoa Joe, this is the way he tried to bully the Briscoe brothers, and we saw how that has backfired on him. And there's a big backhand.